In the heart of Singapore, among the skyscrapers and luxury penthouses, lives a woman who transformed a 137-year-old company into a billion-dollar empire. She's never photographed wearing diamonds, always wears her signature cheongsam, and became the first woman in over 10 years to win Businessman of the Year. This is the story of ChewGekKhim, Singapore's richest woman with a net worth of $1.4 billion. Born in 1961, ChewGekKhim grew up in a world of privilege, but not just any privilege. Her grandfather? Tan Chin Tuan, one of the most legendary bankers in Singapore, the man who transformed OCBC Bank into one of Asia's largest financial institutions. He wasn't just a businessman, he was a legend. Chew grew up in a two-story townhouse near Orchard Road, Singapore's most luxurious shopping district. She describes her childhood as sheltered and privileged, but her grandfather had a plan for her. The only job she had was working for her grandfather whenever he was angry with her for hanging around the house doing nothing. In 1984, Chew graduated with a law degree from the National University of Singapore. She specialized in corporate law at Drew & Napier, one of the city's most prestigious law firms. For 3 years, she worked as a lawyer. Everything seemed normal. But then, something happened. Her grandfather made her an offer. Come work for the family business Tefiti Group. And here's where it gets interesting. Chew refused at first. Yes, you heard that right. She said no to her legendary grandfather. But when circumstances changed, she accepted the offer after all. In 1987, she entered the business world. The years that followed were crucial. Chew worked closely with her grandfather, absorbing every lesson, every strategy, every piece of wisdom, and one lesson would change her career forever. One day, Chew was shopping with her grandfather. She stopped to look at a pair of diamond earrings. Beautiful, sparkling, tempting. Her grandfather looked at her and said dryly, "You know, Kim, diamonds don't pay dividends." This philosophy would become the core of her business empire. No luxury for luxury's sake, no trophy assets. Everything must create value. Everything must generate returns. This mentality would later lead to one of her most controversial decisions. 2005. Tan Chin Tuan passes away. Chew becomes the de facto leader of Tefiti Group as executive chairman. She's 44 years old and she has a mission. Her grandfather always had a wish that the family would gain control of at least one of the companies he had managed under OCBC's portfolio. The target? The Straits Trading Company, founded in 1887, one of Singapore's oldest companies, once the world's largest tin smelter, but there was a problem. The Lee family, one of Singapore's most powerful dynasties, already owned 7% of Straits Trading, and they controlled another 33% through OCBC and Great Eastern. What followed was one of the most spectacular takeover battles in Singapore's history. January 2008, Tefiti submits a bid for Straits Trading. The Lees respond with a counter-bid. Chew raises, the Lees raise again. Back and forth, until March 2008. Chew makes her final bid, $1.7 billion, an astronomical amount. The Lees capitulate. OCBC sold its shares to Tefiti. Chew walked away with 89% of the company. She had won. August 2009. ChewGekKhim is appointed executive chairman of the Straits Trading Company, but now came the real work. Straits Trading was a dinosaur, a 120-year-old tin smelting company in a modern world. The question was, how do you transform a fossil into a money-generating machine? Chew's strategy? Radical. Step 1. Sell everything that doesn't generate returns. 2013, she sold their stake in WBL Corporation for $400 million. 2012, 2 hotels and a management company to Far East Organization for $224 million. 2014, and here it comes, she sold the iconic Straits Trading Building on Battery Road for $450 million, approximately $2,800 per square foot. People were shocked. How can you sell such a beautiful, iconic building? They asked. Chew's answer was cold and businesslike. It wasn't an easy decision. It's emotional. It's a beautiful building, beautiful and iconic, but I thought it was more suitable for a tycoon, not for a listed company. Shareholders don't benefit from a trophy asset. A tycoon with a big ego might, but shareholders want returns. Brilliant. She didn't let emotion trump logic. Step 2. Diversification. Instead of just tin, Straits Trading began investing in real estate in Singapore, Australia, Malaysia, Japan, South Korea, and China. Hospitality, a joint venture with Far East Hospitality Holdings, a 30% stake in a company managing over 100 hotels in 10 countries. And a smart move, a 20% stake in ARA Asset Management for 294 million Singapore dollars. That last investment? Pure gold. ESR Group acquired ARA for $1.1 billion. Straits Trading made a profit of, wait for it, 142.5 million in cash plus 247 million in ESR shares. a return of 3.7 times the original investment. But what makes ChewGekKhim truly unique? Her style, her philosophy, her unconventional approach. First, she always wears a cheongsam, the traditional Chinese dress. In a world of Western suits and designer clothing, she chooses tradition. Second, her business philosophy is practical. No nonsense, no fluff, no BS. If it makes money, it's logical. Some people say it's unconventional, but to me, while it may not be conventional, it's not illogical. And this even applies to her charitable work. Chew is deputy chairman of the Tan Chin Tuan Foundation, her grandfather's charitable organization. The mission? Help the poor, the widows, and the orphans. But in 2006, she shocked the charity sector. She introduced new rules. Volunteer organizations that wanted money from the foundation had to prepare detailed plans, define measurable goals, demonstrate results, and be accountable. Many organizations were furious. How dare she, they said. But Chew stood firm. She didn't want waste of hard-earned money that could otherwise go towards salary increases for her employees. I got a lot of pushback. They were all very angry with me, but she sent her staff to help these organizations develop their strategies. Tough love in action, and the world took notice. In 2014, she won Singapore Businessman of the Year. In 2015, Businesswoman of the Year at the Singapore Business Awards. In 2016, the Meritorious Service Medal at the National Day Awards. In 2010, Chevalier de l'Ordre National du Mérite, a French honor. And in 2014, she was inducted into the Singapore Women's Hall of Fame. She was the first woman in over 10 years to win Businessman of the Year. Not businesswoman, businessman. She literally beat all the men. Today, Chew sits on more than 36 corporate boards. She's chairman of Malaysia Smelting Corporation, board member of Singapore Exchange, member of the Board of Trustees of National University of Singapore, and much more. So what can we learn from ChewGekKhim? Lesson 1. Separate emotion and business. Diamonds don't pay dividends. Trophy assets are for tycoons, not for smart investors. Lesson 2. Transformation requires courage. Sometimes you have to completely dismantle and rebuild a 137-year-old company. Lesson 3. Accountability everywhere. Whether you're running a billion-dollar company or a charity, results must be measurable. Lesson 4. Honor traditions while innovating. Chew wears a cheongsam in a world of Western suits. She honors her heritage while looking forward. Lesson 5. Know when to persevere and when to quit. The wisdom is knowing when to cut your losses, because sometimes in life you need a degree of perseverance, but sometimes you have to say, enough is enough. From a sheltered girl in Orchard Road to a billionaire who transformed one of Singapore's oldest companies, from lawyer to executive chairman of a multinational conglomerate, from refusing her grandfather's offer to realizing his greatest dream. ChewGekKhim, Singapore's richest woman, proved that success isn't about diamonds or trophy assets. It's about creating value, about discipline, about making difficult decisions, and most importantly, it's about dividends. This was the story of the richest woman in Singapore. If you found this interesting, like and subscribe for more stories about the world's most successful entrepreneurs.